And here we're learning that Walz ran away from combat, found out his unit was going to Iraq, and retired right just before going. Now keep in mind, this guy wasn't just a private, a low rank. This guy was, at the time, a command sergeant major. Command sergeant major is the highest enlisted non-commissioned officer rank in the military, the highest there is. The command sergeant major of a battalion of say, for example, my infantry battalion, an infantry battalion is about 800 troops. A battalion is comprised of 4 companies. Each company is comprised of about 100 to 120 troops. Each company has 3 platoons and so on. So you get the sense of how big a battalion is. A battalion command sergeant major is the heart of that battalion. A brigade is even bigger. A brigade is 8 to 10,000 troops. The brigade command sergeant major is the heart and soul of that unit. The division command sergeant major is the heart and soul of the division. It's just how it is. Non-commissioned officers and senior non-commissioned officers are the backbone of our military. They're the door kickers. They're the trainers. They're the ones that make it happen. They're the ones that train young officers like I was. My battalion command sergeant major, I had 2 of them, and they were phenomenal, and they kicked my ass all the time as a young lieutenant. They set the standard. They taught, they coached, they mentored me. I listened every step of the way. We found out we were going to Afghanistan 8 months before we were supposed to go. Had our command sergeant major in either one of those units abandoned us before we left, it's difficult to describe how devastating that would have been to my unit. It's also difficult to describe, the cost on the battlefield, maybe in lives and wounded, that would have on a unit. It's an extremely tough adjustment. Because what does it say? Hey, listen, we're sending all of you young soldiers, you young privates into the fight. We're sending all you into the fight, but me, your boss, I ain't going. Peace out, jackasses. Hope you make it out alive. I just can't even begin to tell you how this is affecting me. That is some cowardly shit. I would even go so far as to say this, that people who dodged the draft in the Vietnam War, nobody wants to get drafted, getting drafted after, you don't volunteer. Nobody wants to get drafted. And if you go anyway, man, you're a freaking hero. But even draft dodgers have more honor than this guy. Because here's a man that spent his entire career in the military training to be a leader of troops in combat, only to abandon those troops just before you go into the fray. I'm telling you, there are few things worse in the military than that. I can't even, I'm seeing people in the chat, sends the wrong message. My husband was an E8 senior chief, 30 years. Yes, E9s, NCOs are the backbones of the military. Fact. It's just fire for effect. I see what you're saying about draft dodgers. I see. I'm just saying, abandoning your troops that you've trained with before you go to war is one of the most dishonorable things in the world. And then for Walz, not just to stop there, he falsely claimed the rank, at least allegedly, of command sergeant major while he was running for Congress, despite never having gone to sergeant major school. He didn't do any of the training. So allegedly, he was reduced to E8 at some point after his retirement, yet he continues to call himself a command sergeant major. Abandoning your troops before they go into the fray. There's a stolen valor element here that's also, look, it's dereliction of duty. We put young soldiers out of the military for dereliction of duty. And here we have a man that Well, here we have someone saying, oh, he did claim E9. It's proven. Okay, so what he claimed, I'll clarify, is that he was a retired command sergeant major. So he wasn't, the thing is that he wasn't ever retired. So technically he couldn't claim that. So you see, I should have articulated myself a little bit better there. But there's some question as to whether or not he attained E9. And been doing my research on this. It'll take some time because, we've got to get with Human Resources Command, see what happens there. But we'll see. But to your point, you are right. You are right, Loki. You are right. But anyways, I just think that this guy is an absolute piece of garbage. I mean, a friend of mine who served in Iraq and actually knew Walz's unit well described it this way. He abandoned his friends and colleagues because he didn't want to do a real deployment. He's an absolute piece of Schiff, Adam Schiff. He's an absolute piece of Schiff. You see what I did there?
Whether you live at the beach, are going to one, or just want to imagine yourself there, Red Beach Nation has the comfy, patriotic apparel for the occasion. Founded by a former counterterrorism officer and war veteran of both the Afghanistan and Iraq wars, Red Beach Nation is committed to upholding the American values and principles that we all hold so dear. So grab your swag and rep the nation. Visit redbeachnation.com and use the promo code on your screen to save 10% off. Again, that's redbeachnation.com.